Are we live? Alright, it looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. This is Natstrap Nevlix here. Welcome back to Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. It's been a little bit since our last episode. I know I made a community post saying that last week was going to be busy and that we wouldn't have much in the way of scheduled streams for a while due to university starting. Last week ended up being significantly more busy than I anticipated. So that's why we ended up having no streams instead of just some unscheduled streams. But I am back with the stream today, and I'm hoping the plan for today is to at least get through Eleum Loyce, but I'm hoping to also get some of the giant memories done. Hey Army Productions, hope that you've been doing great. I'm not certain how much of Eleum Loyce will get done. Like I said, the goal is to complete it all, but I'm a bit worried about not getting through all of it just because I remember the last boss of this the big boss of this DLC being like one of the hardest things that I've done in a Souls game. Haha, no Berserk music plays. Got into Mortal Kombat 11 though. I'm sorry things haven't been going well for you, but I hope that you've been able to enjoy Mortal Kombat 11. Gotta take whatever victories we can get. I know that well enough. There's a door in that corridor? Am I crazy? Oh, wait, no, this is where we got that stuff. You have to be talking about a different corridor right now, then. This, Thought the bar gate was a door, lol. It's okay, I saw it too when you were pointing it out and I was looking for it. I don't like the pull back message there. Get Heavenly Thunder ready. Alright, a little bit trolled. Retainer staff. Damn, that spell is really bad. Yeah, we can just unequip that in its entirety. Holy shit. Oh wait, no, maybe these guys just got really big lightning resistance. My RC helicopter arrives tomorrow. It has started raining outside. I'm sorry. I wish that I could take that rain instead, because we really need... I mean, I guess we don't really need, but I really need rain in my area. And those guys cast that fast. Do not remember those little bastards, but they are vile. Oh, you can get damaged by running into them? That's nasty. What the fuck is this contact damage about? That reapplies since we got a Hexer arriving. Wait, is this area the PvP arena? Alright, see ya, Hexer Nikolai. Edgy Sonic reboot did not have the boy looking... did not do the boy well look at him. Oh my god. Yeah, oddly programmed is one hell of a way to describe that. I'm not used to Souls enemies having 2D platformer contact damage enemies. I'm not even talking about Sonic Unleashed. I played the hell out of Sonic Unleashed when I was a kid. The spider dudes in Seldora kind of work like that as well. Never noticed that. More boltstone. Now that seemed like an illusionary wall place, but it wasn't. Alright, I only had the classic Sonic games. That's funny, I didn't have much of the classic Sonic games, but I did pick up Sonic Unleashed. Though I have the classic Sonic games now, Sonic 1, or Sonic, the first Sonic the Hedgehog game has been really interesting to me trying it out because the game actually doesn't seem to have as much of a focus on going fast as I expected. There's a lot of areas that I would try to run really fast through, but then you end up running into spikes or other obstacles, and I found that I end up moving a lot slower through the levels, especially the water levels or the platforming levels, than I expected to in a Sonic game. Is that all I can do here now? This area is weird. None of the old Sonic games do? Damn. Oh, never mind. Found more of the area. Hey. God, the AI just tanks it. That spell is really bad. You got a giant seed? Wait, why? What is he about to do? What is this guy doing? He goes down to Snow Covetous Demon. Snow Covetous Demon? Hold on. My lack of memory for this DLC is showing right now. I take it he's supposed to run the other way. The Winter Skin DLC, limited time like those skins in Mortal Kombat. Are the Mortal Kombat skins limited time? I didn't know Mortal Kombat had moved to utilizing FOMO. So I haven't kept up with Mortal Kombat in quite a long time, so... Damn. They've been doing it since Mortal Kombat 9, but they went really into it in 11. Damn! And the classic ones as well? Yeah, personally, if there's any of them that I would want, it would probably be the classic ones. Alright, that was neat. I expect... Wait. Here, hold on. How do I get out of here? I don't know, by the way, if this means that the Winter Covetous Demon is either a Loyce Knight, 8-1, or is the Ivory King's... is one of the Ivory King's 9 pets. I'm going to assume that it means he ate one, but the idea of him trying to own a Covetous Demon and add it to his pet collection is very cute. Oh, they turn hostile. I thought that we wanted to turn them on. Damn, the 10 FPS roll. Yeah, you can count the frames. It's like Mortal Kombat 1 animations. Not the new one, but like the original arcade game one with the... Fuck this, there's too many of y'all. Gotta be some sort of secret for killing at least one of these. That or it's just a weird environmental obstacle they tried to put in. Is there some sort of secret PvP usage for Splintering Lightning Spear that justifies it being such a bad spell in PvE? Or is it just a bad miracle all around? Nope, these things are entirely optional. Also, I think they're the things that lift you in the throne. Yeah, they definitely are the little giant guys, but them being optional surprises me. I do own the trilogy in 4, and then they announced the classic collection, making me waste my money again. Look, we don't make all miracles equally. Dark Souls 3 took that to heart and made only one decent. Yeah. I always try to look for a use, though. You know, I want to see the vision. Because animation-wise, it does look really good. Just gameplay-wise, it seems to serve no purpose, and it takes up multiple slots. Alright, is there finally a knight back here? Knight is on that mountain. Thank you for reminding me that that was back there. So I was gonna run right past that. Basilisk Staff, Radiant Life Gems, we actually need those. Another staff. Oh, okay, it's like the 10 crystallization caps. Makes your spells really strong, but also makes you not be able to cast much at all. I love this DLC, it's so missable. Like, imagine doing the boss with only one knight because you couldn't be bothered or missed one. That'd be funny. Had to grab the final boss for drops. Yeah, my first playthrough of the DLC, I didn't realize that there were knights to look for, or that you would need to backtrack, because that's not something that you've had to do a whole ton in these games, so I also understand the pain of fighting these guys, fighting the Ivory King with one knight. Wait, I just realized animal rolling Elden Ring. The Knight of Eleum Loyce seeks the chaos. Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool way to make a bridge. Okay, don't jump off after it. Gotcha. Well, actually, no. We can probably take it if we, let's risk it. Oh, we took it. Definitely needed the cat ring, though. And I'm not sure how well we'll fare on our journey to the next bonfire, but I think you can warp out. That was a risk I was willing to take. Animal rolling Elden Ring. That reminds me, one of my favorite runs that I did of Elden Ring was I eventually ended up doing a run where I just used the goat move where you roll around as a goat and just the Sonic the Hedgehog spin dash. Not looking good for us. Oh, really not looking good? Yeah, there was a good period of time where Butt Stomp was very viable. I do appreciate how much, like, I guess, comedically viable stuff has been good in Elden Ring, historically. I've seen people do Elden Ring butt only, I've seen people do Elden Ring roll only, not roll. Well, I've seen roll because of the Briar set, but I meant, like, the goat roll like I did. Definitely up the creativity with the Ash of War system from Dark Souls 3. Alright, I don't think we were allowed to go this way before, but maybe I'm crazy. Oh wait, no, we could go this way, but the chests were frozen. seen Melentia only, but that one was just a waifu run. I would imagine. Alright, nothing that was necessary up there, so we'll continue on. Bro, the dried root healing, they give you so much of them in the DLC, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be a really cool item. That is so incredibly just, like, nothing. Oh yeah, we can actually do this now. I knew there was a reason for us to come back here. Okay, carefully make our way through here. I said carefully and then proceeded to get extremely greedy there. Shame the bone clone here is in here of all places. Oh yeah, no, Bone Fist is awesome. Bone Fist is awesome. Joking in Dark Souls never again. Yeah, I was hoping that we'd get something more akin to that in Shadow of the Erdtree when they announced that they would be adding the Dryleaf Arts martial arts weapon, because it's the only other time that, as far to my knowledge, that we've gotten like an actual... Like, yes, we have fist weapons in Souls games, but Bone Fist and Dryleaf Arts are the only time that it felt like Not like boxing punching, but like an actual martial arts sort of thing. And so I was hoping that we would also be able to shoot an energy beam, but apparently the devs didn't want that time. I think it's because Capcom copyright. I don't know, I'll look into that, but as far as I know, I don't think that... Like, if the character screams Hadouken and fires a blast forward, then that's copyrighted, but to my knowledge, you can't copyright shooting a blue blast of energy from your hands. Yeah, that's shooting forward a blue blast of energy is pretty common in a whole lot of different fictional media, especially in the anime video game scene. So I can't imagine that it's that. But also, I don't have a compelling counter-argument. Bridge's outskirts key. God damn it. I was wondering what that key was too. Now I know it's the fridge's outskirts. Which means I also know exactly what door I need to open for that. There's nothing new back here, right? I'm just gonna speed check. Nothing new. How many knights are we looking for again? I want to say it's 4 knights that we're looking for, but maybe I'm like way off. Reindeer land, need dancing. Alright, we've tried it out. We're unequipping Splintering Lightning Spear. Oh, it does not take up 2. I thought it did. Honestly, I'm gonna throw Great Heal on there because we've been running out of healing. 3. You only need to find 3. Gotcha. Thank you. Because there's 3 gates? Okay. I don't know why I remember there being so much more. But thank you, because I would have gone crazy searching for more of them after I find the 3rd. Oh, we're being actually invaded. Let's get this guy out of the way before the invader can actually join us. Did a budget run out on... Did the budget run out on that for the name? Alright, boss, we purchased 2 letters. Alright, well, I think that's more letters than we could afford, so... Let's call it off, people. It's not open from this side. I really like that he actually throws the spear like a javelin. It is a little weird that, unless I'm wrong, to my knowledge, the first game that we were allowed to do something like that was Elden Ring. They were playing on the Cluedo economy. The Q was too valuable to waste. There's not a knight in the frigid outskirts area, right? I mean, I'm going to go there eventually, but I'm gonna save that for later regardless, because I just want to get the knights out of the way. Okay, no knight out there, good to know. Outskirts is entirely optional. I'm gonna do it regardless because I like getting everything done, but it's good to know that I don't have to do it until I want to do it. Because I know that that's, at least to my knowledge, gonna take a great amount of mental fortitude out of me. When From doesn't know how to tradition to an area, gif of coffin crashing down some stairs. Yeah. It's especially funny because in most circumstances that they use that, there is no explanation provided as to why you would climb into a random coffin. Onion armor actually looks pretty good in this game. Bright bugs. Alright, what's this Pharaoh's contraption for? Durgo's hat. Oh, that looks styling. It's unfortunate that we need the crown. Actually, it's not unfortunate because the crown of the Old Iron King really fits the War Cleric drip that we have going on, but hat does look nice. I don't think Dark Souls 3 has any armor that affects your, like, damage or things like range. As far as I can tell, like, these effects, like spell regeneration and increased arrow range and such, I think that was a Dark Souls 2 thing that came back in Elden Ring, but they took it out in Dark Souls 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember them having any of those in Dark Souls 3. Durgo hat, I think, is the Varus hat. Absolutely. Slave Knight's Fet has effects, the decreased damage, but that's it. Yeah, I kind of like armor actually having some statistical benefits if they're not gonna invest too heavily in defense. Better yet, I kind of like both. Because then there's more to mix and match in your optimization. But I tend to be the type of person that likes optimization, so that might be, you know, unique to me. I also like just dripping out, so I understand that some people don't like armor effects because it affects what they want to wear. But I mean, so long as it's like a benefit thing and not like a you have to do this in order to make the game not like ridiculously hard, then I'm completely fine with having effects like that. Dark Souls 3, no only fashion we're Bloodborne now, but with like 50 more armor sets, yeah. Been saying it, Elden Ring feels like Dark Souls 2 Part 2, and Dark Souls 3 feels like Bloodborne Part 2. Except Bloodborne, I think, is just better. But it definitely takes a lot more from Bloodborne than from any other Souls game. At least in my eyes. What does the message say? I don't want to climb down your fucking ladder. Dark Souls 3 is the spoiled child of the family. Has to have everything that, I mean, it has to have all the Dark Souls 1 stuff, has to have all the Bloodborne stuff, and then anything that's ever been perceived as bad cannot be considered associated with it. Needs Demon Souls references. Hey, it has Storm Ruler. It did bring back Storm Ruler. Night Rain also brought back Storm Ruler recently, unless I'm wrong. I don't think anything beats the original Storm Ruler in my eyes, though. The sound effect that it had in Demon Souls just sounds so weighty and crunchy. And the fact that you're actually fighting a threat that is so big, that there's, like, so big and so high in the sky, that there's damn near no other way to actually hit it. I don't remember if bows could shoot that high. I don't know, it makes it feel a lot more mandatory, whereas every other use of Storm Ruler... I haven't tried the Night Rain fight, so I'm not sure if it feels as necessary, but at least in Dark Souls 3, you kind of can fight Yorm without it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. Storm Ruler, Maiden, dude with big club. Oh, true, I hadn't thought about that. A dragon killing a lot of soldiers on a bridge and showing up later with its clone. Blue and red knights as elite enemies, old monk. You know, now that you point it out, there might be a lot more references than I'd realized. A witch that's also locked in a prison. You know, while those are more subtle than the ones I was directly thinking of, I definitely think that played a part in my initial dislike of Dark Souls 3, because I remember the biggest complaint that I always had to my friends that they sort of never understood was that I was like, it feels like it copies too much from other Souls games without adding enough of its own. And while I might not have directly noticed the references to Demon Souls, like, explicitly, I think that on some subconscious level, I was able to realize it enough that it impacted my opinion of it. Because there's no other Souls game that I feel references other Souls games as much as Dark Souls 3. I don't know, I guess it feels too fanservice-y in my head. But maybe I'm being elitist. I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. But my growner, older opinions on it are. I think that's been something that I've enjoyed doing throughout my life, is going back and playing games that I had strong opinions on, whether they're positive or negative, as I've gotten older and come to understand myself and things better. And seeing how my opinions on different videos shifted. I kinda wish some of the beta stuff was in Dark Souls 3 more. The Pus of Man was an actual plot and not just 2 enemies. Also, a cramped boss fight was cut. That would have been a callback that I would have been 100% down for, fighting the Immortal Serpent. That would have been amazing. One more night to find. Oh, another invasion. This is not a good place to get invaded. Oh, this person's ping is off the charts. Alright, good game, Maria. Plus, the whole end of the world thing is much more apparent in concept art than it is in final release. Like it's in the like it's an actual eclipse from Berserk and not just the sun looks like a dark sign. Yeah, I kind of got styled on. Oh wait, I forgot that Wait, did I need to do that? Yeah, I did, because I don't have all the crowns yet. Okay. I want to put Giant Seed on my hotbar, because I know that I have some. So that would have been a perfect opportunity to pop a Giant Seed. I thought I had a Giant Seed. I guess not. How do I not have any giant seeds? Yeah, a lot of people have said they don't like the idea of a bonfire mimic because they like the sanctity of the safe room, but personally, I'm all for it. The thing is that if you do make a bonfire mimic, I think it needs to be either a one-off thing, like genuinely a one-off thing, or it needs to be like the chests. I've said that I'm not too big of a fan of the obvious tell on the chests, but I would be fine with bonfire mimics that have an obvious tell. I guess that also depends on how obvious the obvious tail is. Bonfire mimics would genuinely put horror in the game. Yeah. And I think it depends on the game if you're able to disrupt the sanctity of the safe room. Like, a lot of people talk about how you shouldn't be able to do that in a Souls game. I think I'd agree with, like, I think getting rid of safe rooms in something like Resident Evil would be a bad idea. Like a genuine survival horror game, but in a game like Souls, in games like Souls games, I don't think it'd be too awful to break the sanctity of safety involving bonfires occasionally. Or like I said, it would be cool just even as a one-off thing to just have one bonfire that you go to rest at it. You could also play off the fact that bonfires are so close to each other in Dark Souls 3. So you'd get this odd feeling of like, I literally just rested at a bonfire 15 seconds ago. Why is there a bonfire here? And then you go to it and whoop-de-fucking-do. It's an evil bonfire mimic. Oh my god. That was horrifying. I didn't mean to do a mimic check there. I was just trying to kill the knight in front of me. Oh, there is a chest in the center of him. Fuck. Also, gameplay-wise, bonfire mimics feel like an end-of-the-world type of thing. Like you said, they didn't play enough into that. And I think, in a way, getting, like, it would really put that, like, pressure on the player and make everything feel like it's really gone to hell when even the one sacred thing is disrupted within the world. Curved Nil Greatsword. Is that like the Gravelord Greatsword? No. The farther its wielder travels, the deadlier the blade becomes. Huh. Up the stairs has the Frozen Mimic, right? He doesn't respawn, does he? It got me a little paranoid. Please connect. Nice. Are either of these illusionary walls? No, they are not. Alright, last night. Boss ahead. Are you like an evil one that I forgot about? Alright, that's 2 more down. Alright. Alright, outside of that one last jump, I think we do that jump, and then if that leads us somewhere new, then we explore that. If not, then I'll bonfire or homeward bone or aged feather out of here. And then we can go take on the Ivory King. Twin-headed great bow. Interesting. Alright, time for the Bed of Chaos. And the Old Iron King. See how many tries this takes us.
Many of Eleum Loyce's faithful knights followed their lord into the chaos, but not one of them returned. The king's dutiful subject, but it was too. The knights reborn.
Are you fucking kidding me? You can get invaded here, of all places? Alright. Why the fuck is this an invasion spot? That makes no sense. Whatever. You can summon here, that's okay. Little annoying, but you know. It's whatevs. Fuck it, yeah, let's bring Lucatil here. Why the hell not? Alright, time for one of my favorite Souls tropes. Walking through a misty gate in order to fall a big distance to fight a boss. Alright, one of you guys close this gate, please. Come on. I don't want to start. He'll be fighting Eleum Knights when he comes. Or not, whatever. Hello, Ivory King. Oh, come on. Oh, that's the grab, isn't it? Please don't let this kill me. Alright, cool. Noises he makes? I don't notice much noise coming out of the Ivory King. Soul of the Ivory King, you knights have done your job. Crown of the Ivory King. The Ivory King, who once ruled this land, far to the north, the king built a great cathedral to appease the raging flame, but when he sensed the degradation of his soul, he left without a word, leaving everything to Alsana, who had unbeknownst found a place at his side. But these were events a long time ago, and today no one even remembers this king's name. That one's pretty. Yeah, this area does make it seem a lot more, like you said, a Lovecraftian sort of entity with the old flame and the chaos. Yeah, and then Dark Souls 3 comes along and it's just like, oh yeah, it happened to die along the years. Rip.
You've granted my one wish. Now, I have no regrets. I was born amidst the dark. Long ago, in the depths of the abyss, my father perished. The dark shattered into tiny pieces, one of which was me. How frightened I was. A frail thing, born from but a splinter of dark. I felt that I might simply disappear. I am, in fact, the incarnation of my father's fears. I saw that the king of this land was strong. I sought him only to sustain myself, to smother my fears. Now, I realize that he may have known all along. I was born of fear, and my Lord provided comfort. And so, here I remain, heiress to my Lord's wishes, watching over chaos. Until the end of time. The knights of Eleum Loyce were swallowed by the chaos, where their souls still remain. I pray for their deliverance. The night where I pray.
Alright, well then next up, be another visit to good old Vendrick. Now that we have all the crowns. And then start traveling to Giant Memories. Did I get the Vendrick soul? Not yet, no. Because I think you need that as well. Yeah, to get the immunity to undead you do, which is why. But I also know that you get different dialogue after each of the DLCs, and then you also get a unique dialogue after you do the Vendrick and the Nashandra fight, the Vendrick fight, and then separately the Nashandra fight. So I want to get this dialogue. Because it's been fun to sort of remind myself of the old lore and stuff. And I don't want to fight Vendrick before we have the giant souls. Because he is a beefy boy without him. We also need to go to the body where Duke's Freya was.
I see you've subdued another foul creature. One of the father of the Abyss spawn. That confounded quintessence of humanity. The Abyss once had form, but then dissipated. And yet, traces of its existence endured. Each fragment, thirsting for power, spread dark with no relent. My dear Chandra was one such fragment. A feeble, tiny thing that thirsted for power more than any other. Driven by insatiable lust for a worthy vessel. Fire came to be, and with it, disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, light and dark. Dark was seen as a curse. Shadow is not cast, but born of fire. And the brighter the flame, the deeper the shadow. Inherit fire and harness the dark. Such is the calling of a true leader. Dark was shadow and the bright. Inherit such. Dark.
Oddly enough, I also don't remember this memory, but I was reminded of it when I was getting ready for today's stream. I saw mentions of a dragon memory. So I'm gonna go check that out. I don't know if I just never did it, or if I just don't remember doing it, or what, but it's not familiar to me, so... Oh, you have to beat the ancient dragon for that? Okay. Alright, well then Forest of the Fallen Giants, so that we can do all of the memory stuff. And then we go fight the ancient dragon. Yes, the dragon has a memory that technically can be considered lore because the one dude invades you on the way to it. Okay. Interesting. And never, ever did I knew that you could go to the giant memories, which is what we're gonna do now. Also, I probably should have taken the other route. And I forgot I blew up the hole in... Wait, no, I never blew up the hole in the wall. Hold on a minute. Let's correct that. Alright, first giant memory. Or Lorne invades on the way to this one, huh?
doing here? You are not one of our soldiers, and I don't take you for a mercenary. Whoever you are, this is no battle to involve yourself in. Whether you are guided by bravery or brashness, this is no place for you. I am Drummond, and the Lord has placed this fort in my hands. Whoever you are, I forgive you. Just mention my name, and no man will challenge your exit. And even if you don't, by now, my men have not the will to resist. Soon, the giants will descend upon this fort. It is revenge for the kingdom's misguided barbarism. The venerable lord built this kingdom to bring prosperity to his subjects. What has transformed him so, I cannot imagine. Long ago, the king crossed the seas, pillaged the land of giants, and brought back a prize. It was then that the golems materialized. The giants are no ordinary barbarians. A singular rage burns within their hearts. My father and his father both fought the giants on this very land. The giants have wills of steel. They cannot find it within themselves to forgive the misdeeds of our Lord. Did you see him? That towering monster among them. That is most certainly their king. He will be a thing to topple. Even if I should die trying. My blade may break, my arrows fall wide, but my will shall never be broken. Those who live by the sword will die by it. And I, Drummond, won't go down. Be gone with you. This fort, be gone. Be gone.
Look, it's a dude who has an achievement in this game for some reason. Real. I have to imagine the achievement is, again, another leftover of the fact that scenes like this and the time travel stuff was originally supposed to be a lot bigger in this game. And I kind of wish they'd gotten to go all the way into that, because that does sound genuinely interesting. You can backstab them? That's crazy. Think you need to wear the king's ring for him to give you stuff? I'll try it.
Be gone with you.
Maybe if we re-enter afterwards. I discovered a Zelda clone that has time travel and also play mobile called Hype. Interesting. Alright, enter with the King's Ring this time, see if we get different dialogue at all. Instantly aggroed, huh? Really wish these different variants of the giants were more in the game. Fair. Yeah, it's strange that outside of the memories, the only giants that we really fight are the dual club ones. The damage for these things here is funny, considering for me it's like new game plus 29. Yeah, at that point I think you just have to run past everything. Or at least in this area, because of how much dudes there are. I imagine their health is insane. When a random soldier one combos you, it hits different? Yeah. Alright, Pursuer next. Oh, Moonlight Greatsword? Benhart's supposed to be here? I've never been good about Benhart's quest line. But then he's probably... I probably ran past him on the way to the... Alright, it looks like I did not need to come up here at all. Oh wait, never mind. Hit the wheel. I got time. I want to figure out what that means. Stream just hit a delay spike. That or I didn't check my chat. My bad. I know we kept going up. That's how we got up there. That's neat. Alright, let's get out of here. Sitting in front of the fallen giant past the pursuer boss arena. I don't see him here, and I know I talked to him in the central castle. Oh, I need to go back to the bonfire anyways to get this last one, so... Is he at the central castle in Drangliake? He's not still here, so why isn't he... Weird, weird indeed. Either way, let's go get the Memory of Jay over with, and then see if he's there. Especially since Memory of Jay should give us our third summon of Benhart, and therefore successfully complete his questline. And now we have the best soul farm in the game. Oh, Did not mean to fall down here, but it's alright. I never got whatever this was? Alright. Hey, isn't he supposed to be here? Oh, you have to do the Memory of Oro dialogue first for him to spawn. Fuck. Alright. Apparently Koth was supposed to be the phase 3 of the Prince boss fight. What the fuck? Yeah, they had, I mean, the more concept stuff you look into for Dark Souls 3, the more that game just seems like it was gonna be a really wild send-off to the series, and honestly, I kinda wish they played it more risky and threw in shit like Koth for phase 3 of that boss fight. I'm gonna go in just to make sure, but I think I might have bugged the quest line then, if he's not spawning where he's supposed to. Yeah, I must have bugged it. I guess weird captain dude that has a achievement for some reason is gonna help me, so I can get the achievement. There's an interesting thing in the Giant Lord boss fight. One of the charred giants on the floor is actually the concept art giant where they have mouths and eyes. I'm always surprised at how little damage that does. Giant Lord Soul, Giant Kinship. Are you able to see the giant with the face, or is it like they took the model and they rotated it and realized it was a concept art giant? Oh wait, no, I see it, I see it! That's cool! Damn, they looked fucking scary with that. I dig that design though, it looks sick. Alright, giant soul stuff done. Now we go kill the big dragon. Imagine Giant Lord with a croc mouth, yeah, that'd be scary. Alright, do a quick bathroom run, and then we're gonna kick the ancient dragon's ass. Alright, we're back. Got a bit of a run up to him ahead of us, but I don't think it'll be too rough for us to actually fight him if my memory of how he, like, mechanically works serves correct. And hopefully it does. I do know that damage-wise I shouldn't expect anything too major because I'm sure you know this, Army, but in case anybody in the future watching this doesn't know this, the ancient dragon in this game is not an actual ancient dragon, and therefore is not weak to lightning. He is made with a giant soul by Aldia. Does this guy not respawn? And, like, hopefully we don't fuck this up, because if we fuck this up, then the run back to him is gonna be really rough. Because they will chase us. Well, that's not bad damage regardless. Yep, this is the main thing I remember to look out for, is just to start running the moment he does that. We're not gonna be able to... Did you beat Darklurker? Yes, we have defeated Darklurker. Dude, Heavenly Thunder is insane here. I remember when I was a kid, I was not aware of the fact that he's not really a dragon, and so I actually respec threw a faith build on my second playthrough because I wanted to make him easier. In all honesty, that is one of the easiest attempts I've had of him, is just spamming Heavenly Thunder on him. Yeah, you notice you get another Soul of a Giant instead of a Ancient Dragon Soul. That doesn't trigger Vendrick dialogue, does it? Alright. Nope. No changes there. Do want to try fighting some of these guys. Yep, Ancient Dragon Soul is in Memory of a Dragon. I just learned, I did not realize there was an Ancient Dragon Soul in this game. So, you guys actually get to see me experience that live. But do they not care? Was that just an original Dark Souls 2 thing? Yeah, I thought they'd be ganking me. Alright, well then I guess we'll leave. Let's go to the Memory of a Giant. Or not of a giant, of a dragon. I usually only gank people because people run through here, so the PvP's not respect. Yeah, I knew that that triggered them. I just thought that also fighting the Ancient Dragon triggered them because... I don't know, it made sense to me because I figured they revere him as, like, you know, it's a place of worship for the dragons, so... Oh, come on. Not pick up. Climb. There we go. Oh my god. Not last bonfire. Alright, let's make this easy for us on our descent. Alright, yep, don't think I've ever done this before, so let's see. Is this supposed to be Ash Lake? Oh, that's weird. It's not Ash Lake? Okay. Sorry, I saw the tree tower looking things in the distance and I immediately thought of Ash Lake. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it's not because Ash Lake genuinely gives me the creeps. It's the intro from Dark Souls 1 where Gwen killed all the dragons. Okay. Bit less disturbing to me. What can you do with the Ancient Dragon Soul? Make the curved dragon greatsword. Alright, let's go fight Vendrick. Fittingly, there's nothing here. Yep. Alright, let's slay this old king. Oh, we take meaty chunks out now. Oh, he takes meaty chunks out of us too, though. Alright, and then far quickly we get special dialogue both for beating him and also for getting the crown, and I know for the crown we have to get... Did you ever see the Vendrick Curse Orb? No. Is that like a move he can do if you fight him, like, standing far away?
Dark with shadow in her sight.
Alright, nope, it's just for getting the King's Crown. I know is in a mana, but it requires Vendrick to be dead. Now this is the type of trippy shit that I kind of like in the game, but I'm not certain how you're supposed to... I don't remember how I found this. But I know that here you can get his crown, and then in that door behind the Dragon Rider, you can get his soul, if I remember correctly. But it's open... Oh wait, locked? Alright, hold on, maybe it's where, I googled it because I was weirded out that he didn't drop a soul. Yeah, alright, so then both of them are at the, where the Dragon Rider is. Wait, no, it's after the second bonfire, actually, I think. I think this door opens only when you have saved the singer in the castle. Okay. That makes sense. Also a reminder to do that, thank you. Dark Souls 2 haters would have you believe that this is the hardest area in any Souls game ever. Yeah, every time I smack talk Shrine of Amana, every time I smack talk Dark Souls 2 haters and Shrine of Amana, I immediately get fucked, so I need to stop doing that. But the Keyblade, yeah. I mean, is there anything behind that door that's really worth grabbing? Because you are completely right, it does require me to give up my Keyblade. Dark Souls 2 haters wouldn't even know that there's a ring that lowers damage on your backside. Not really, no? Okay. Well, then we'll keep our Keyblade and not go out of the way to do that, because we still have a good chunk of stuff to do. We have to do this, and then we go see, we also have to do Frigid Outskirts. A cool thing that technically infinitely makes you human, but it's boring, and you already got that now with the King's Crown, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the... I know what you're talking about now. I remember what's back there now. Oh wait, no, it doesn't open because I'm not human. If I'm human, then it does open. This is where he kept his crown and his soul. King's armor has stat requirements? Not a fan of... I'm not sure why that is. All good, luckily we have the Rame set with the bone skirt. Alright, one last visit to Dream Vendrick. And then all we have left is the final boss and Frigid Outskirts. I mean, he's the king, have some respect and level your stats for it. I guess that makes sense. But Rame's Rame. He doesn't require stats for his armor. And the king's set doesn't offer you any, like, big benefit, I don't think.
One day, fire will fade, and dark will become a curse. Men will be free from death, left to wander eternally. Dark will again be ours, and in our true shape, we can bury the false legends of yore. Only, is this our only choice? Seek strength. The rest will follow.
Alright, and now we have the Infinite Humanity Crowns. Probably my favorite item in a Souls game. Like, it feels like the big reward to an adventure, and it's actually, yeah, huge. I've always loved that Dark Souls 2 actually, like you said, gives you a meaningful reward for going on this big DLC adventure. And I like it because it ties all of the DLCs together. They already tied together by a similar, idea of the crowns and the kings. But now it's like, you know, it has a lot more meaning. Alright, outside of Nishandra, all we have left is the thing that I've been dreading this entire time. So, wish me luck. Gonna want to hide in the houses until the storm subsides. Okay. Yeah, I'll take whatever advice you can give, because I've always been really bad at this. Like I said, this is the only boss in any Souls game that I have not beaten before this. I beat it first try, XD, what the fuck? Yeah, no, could not be me. Alright, straight line. There's a mirror hat at the side of the first house if you want that. If I want it, I'll go back for it. Bastard. Alright, now I don't know if I'm going the right way. I was, thank God. I had summons though and girls a tank. Alright, safety acquired. I have no use for Pharaoh's Lockstones, so might as well use this healing spring. Thank God for the hot springs here. Also, don't I already have a mirror mask? Is it just a different one? Or is it just a copy of Lucatiel's mask? I don't know. Let me see where we go next to the bridge. Now you ignore the third house and just book it to the boss door? Not sure where that is. The unicorn's gonna jump me now, right? It's without the mask, just the hat. Interesting. I can't help but feel like I'm going the wrong way now. But not entirely. There's a guy out here? The right side of the chasm you can follow, basically. I imagine the guy is why you told me to ignore the third. Oh my god, yeah, they have an ambush set up for you at the third house. Two NPCs. Alright, this is one of probably 3 times that I've made it this far, so we're off to a great start. Alright, well that's death number 1. Hopefully we make it this far next time. For some reason, when Zolan goes dark Super Saiyan, they erode your weapon. Ugh. Alright, well this is the first spot. And then it was past this one, I think, that led us to... We're safe here, so I'm just gonna buff up just in case we do get jumped. I wanna say that the house was this way. Yep. And boom, through the power of kings, we have at least temporarily broken the undead curse, which feels so sick to be able to, like, actually do in this game. See, I think that's where Dark Souls 3 messed up with the paint thing. Because like you said, at the end of it, you get a shitty crossbow and paint. I don't mind this area. It's in a fun, it's weird in a fun way. There's also a ring here, and I had to go back there for the all items run. In all honesty, I think, as far as I'm noticing right now, that this might just be a situation of me being, like, mediocre at best at the game when I was younger, and it ruining an area for me. Because you're completely right, this hasn't been awful at all. You know if Scholar of the First Sin changed how many unicorns spawn? Yeah, I think my only issue is that I don't like the moveset of the unicorn guys. I don't think I realized that you were supposed to stop at the houses when I was younger. I just kept pushing through. Yeah, because first time you're just walking aimlessly. Yeah. Yeah, my main issue with the area is actually just skill diff. I suck at fighting the unicorns. Their moveset does not make sense to me. Because once you know the route, like you said, it's not a very complex route. The unicorns just kind of suck. In general, just ignore them and book it to the house, in my opinion. Like, you're going in the same line and the houses at least mean no more unicorns spawn. Alright, I'll try that this time. Just try to ignore them. Also, they drop Dragon Bone for some reason. Alright, that did not work. Definitely cannot ignore them. To be fair, when I ignore them, I have 3 summons. You know what? I'll take Vengarl. I just didn't want to buff the dogs too much because every time I've gotten to the dogs, I suck at their... This is just a combination of a bunch of skill issues for me. I suck at fighting the unicorns, and I suck at fighting the 2 dogs. On a different note, after this game, I don't think we will ever have a boss run back. Like a genuine difficult boss run back. Girl, can you please do, like, something? Thank you. What boss in Dark Souls 3 or... Oh, Yorm? Okay. And I suppose Yorm is less... Oh, I didn't even notice the Faram Knight standing there that you were talking about. Is he the one that drops the ring you were talking about, or did I get the ring? Also Wolnir, technically. Oh. Ring is on the side of the huge chasm. I think I just found it. Ring of the Living. Now that's a for those who come after moment. Alright, and now I think we ignore the buff. Fucking damn it! Alright, actually, we can make this a bit easier on ourselves. Throw on the Floranthe ring here. Not only do we get additional stamina recovery speed for running there, but also in the boss fight we can be more aggressive because of the extra stamina recovery. That's why we summon 3 people in here, because the 2 of them cats are like cats RL, cute, but they just hit the face. Yeah, not the best designed gank fight. I definitely think there's worse. I would rather fight them as a gank fight than fight the Elden Ring wax gargoyle dudes for a gank fight. Elden Ring ganks be like, this is balanced. Yeah, Elden Ring ganks are really bad. You're required to do ganks in PvP, and then they have the... I don't actually mind the Godskin duo gank fight. I know that one gets a lot of shit, but that's my Frigid Outskirts take, where I'm like, I don't think they're that bad. Just, okay. Alright, gang, I don't think we make it this time, if I'm being honest. Wait. Alright, hold on, maybe? Oh, I'm buffing before this fight, dude. Let's actually see if Vingarl gets here this time. Nope. Alright, that's one down. No. He heals now? Okay, he stopped healing. Oh my god, I finally did it! Woo! I've actually never beat that boss before. Thanks for the tips, Army. I should have taken the repair powder advice, but I figured my damage would be high enough. Thankfully, I had a backup. Alright, only one thing left to do. Oh wait, actually we have to fix our weapon first. Let me use the bathroom after we repair our weapon. Oh my god. You know, it's funny, I'm glad I didn't check for my backup weapon, because I was gonna say, oh fuck, we might have to use the old Night Hammer there. But it was broken as well anyways. Alright, be right back. The joke is, all you get is Loyce shield and sword. For armor, you need to grind 50 Loyce souls to get Rip Bozo. Key-wise, this boss would probably have the cat key, which is only slightly better than the 4th universe in DBZ. True. How do you get... You know, as I'm uninformed, how exactly do you get the Loyce souls? Is that just a random drop from the Loyce guys during the Burnt Ivory King boss fight?
My journey is already complete. My name is Shanalot. The dragon gave me this name, for I was born with none. I was born of dragons, contrived by men. By ones who would cozen fate herself. They are the ones who created me. But they failed. I did not come out as intended. Fate would not be bested, and men were cursed once again. If you proceed, Nashandra will come after you, knowing that you will take the throne and link the fire. She covets the first flame and the great soul. Put Nashandra to rest.
Yeah, those Knights drop armor and Loyce souls. You need 50 for Osana to be like, the ice around my throne is gone, you want free stuff and the armor of my husband at the merchant. That's so fucked up. And I did. Well, congratulations for your determination. I know that I would not have that in me. I had 29 Loyce gauntlets. Alright, Throne Watcher, Throne Defender, you don't know what you have coming. You always gotta do it this way, because I learned that you can do this before Nashandra's ready, but you get a cooler cutscene in my eyes if you do it this way, and it's worth it. And now we get to be the boss arena that somebody else walks into. Yeah, this is the coolest shit in the game.
Brave undead, you have proven yourself to me.
This time, we're the boss fight.
Now, be one with the dawn.
Also, I did not miss that. I too was caught off guard by the shockwave attack that she did because I didn't know she had that. Also cool because we don't even have to worry about the curse orb mechanic. Because we did everything. Oh! She walked like this down the stairs through the small door, or did she transform right before the fog wall? I'd imagine she just walked down in regular form and then transformed to that. We don't have to put the ring back on for this, do we? Hey, we don't. Cool. Yeah, I got a bit too confident there. One more run back for old time's sake. I was watching a Dark Souls 2 critique and the person was talking about how they went down here first, fought the Throne Watcher and Defender, and then when they finally got to the part where they needed to fight Nashandra, they didn't know to come back down here, which does seem confusing as all hell to me. But also, I straight up did not know that that was like an order of operations that you could take. I was like, I didn't know you could do that. That never registered in my brain. Also, never forget her shield is somehow in the Dark Souls 3 catacombs, because apparently all good ideas go to die in that place. Real. Okay, we can get both cutscenes. I'll take both.
Grave undead. You have proven yourself to me. Now, be one with the dawn.
The game tells you to get the kinships of giants when you do them first. Oh, okay, then yeah. Still a non-issue. I just realized even though the curse isn't doing damage to us, it's still ticking down our health bar like poison. Okay. All the daughters of Manus are based off the four horsemen. Just oh, I mean that makes sense. Thank you for pointing that out, even though like you said, in hindsight that seems very obvious, but I don't think I ever put the pieces together on that. Alright, so we do actually have to destroy the curse orbs still. Damn, that would have been cool as a sort of, you know, you can straight up ignore the last boss's mechanic because you did the cool journey. I suddenly looked up at my health bar. I was like, I haven't got hit at all. Why am I losing so much health? To be fair, they do look very different from Horsemen. Yeah. And we use Heavenly Thunder to end the run because it's been our #1 tool the whole... Or actually, not in the run. I forgot we still have another fight.
Many monarchs have come and gone. One
Triple boss fight.
Still others slumbers in the realm of life. Not one of them stood here. As you do. Now, you, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.
This game does have the weirdest final bosses, though, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I mean, this kind of feels like an anti-boss. Like, it feels a bit much calling this a boss, because it kind of just sits there. That's GG's, Aldia. Also, why does he fight us? That's what I've always wondered.
I lost everything, but remain here patiently. The throne will certainly receive you. But the question remains. What do you want from me? Light, dark, or something else entirely?
Then we walk away. Throne stinky, let's watch Sailor Moon at home, for real. And we find our own path.
There is no path. Beyond the skin of life, beyond the reach of dawn. What could possibly await us? And yet we seek it insatiably. Such is our fate.
And that is Dark Souls 2. Honestly, in the Faith Run series so far, definitely an improvement over Dark Souls 1. So far, it's just been straight up. Demon Souls was worse than Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 1 was worse than Dark Souls 2 when it came to Faith. And I think I'd still hold Dark Souls 2 in high regards. Yeah, super nice run. Thanks for tuning in to just about every episode, Army Productions. Next up in the series, we will be getting to Dark Souls 3. I mean, Demon Souls has like one damaging miracle. That's the whole reason why it's definitely bottom of the barrel there, is just because, like you said, there's literally only one miracle you can use to damage people. Yeah, Heavenly Thunder was a great addition. Emit Force was really good early on. And you can actually, we didn't get Sunlight Sphere in this run, but you can actually get it before New Game Plus, which is nice. We will be getting to Dark Souls 3, not today, but at some point in the future. Like I said, stream schedule is going to be a bit more like this, where if I can announce it in advance, I will, but sometimes I probably will just go, oh shit, I got through my uni stuff faster than I wanted, faster than I thought I would. So, stream. How's uni treating you? It's been pretty good so far. Week 1 hasn't been too bad. I'm glad that I managed to find some time to stream. Mostly just a whole lot of reading. Yeah, courses haven't been too rough so far, so. This will be my last year in my bachelor's program, and then I'll be able to move on to my master's program. What the fuck is going on with the screen? That's nice, I start in October. Oh, what year are you going through, if that's not a weird question to ask? Well, regardless, I hope that it goes well. First one, technically? Oh, damn. Well, I hope that that goes well for you. You know, a lot of it is just getting used to, I guess, a bit more of a self-reliant sort of school. Oh my god. Yeah, we're just gonna skip. I can't skip through this. Alright, well, sorry for the flashing lights on screen, everybody. It decided to take us to a strobe party at the end. Did a pre-year, though? Okay. I did the same sort of thing when I started university, so gets you ahead of the curve. Yeah, streams will be a bit more erratic when I can plan them in advance. I will drop them in. I'll drop something like I did yesterday, Other times, I'm just gonna boot it open, and if you're there, then thank you for attending. Or thank you for tuning in. The dark truly took over. Yeah, next series that I have planned going on, I'll also try working on making more edited content, because it's not only, it's a bit of a double issue in that I do my, I have to find a time where it is both quiet enough where I am to do a stream and you don't hear a bunch of people in the background, but also, or that my internet's not being throttled by having X amount of people on the Wi-Fi, but also finding time to just do things like this. So there'll probably be a mix of uploaded content and streamed content going forward. Main things that I'm planning on right now is Dark Souls 3's continuing the Faith run. We have Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring left for that. And then next week, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater comes out. I'm probably gonna go back to some of the older videos that I did on Metal Gear Solid 5 and upload some of that. But yeah. Thank you as well for tuning in, Army Productions. You have a good rest of your day. See ya on the flip side. Yeah, I'll let the credits roll on and then end the stream at the end. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye.